So, yeah, man. So Chris Robinson's in studio here helping you understand more about your buying decisions, making you more street smart. When it comes to real estate market, we're diving deep. Thanks for the history on that. That was really cool.
Yeah.
That history's neat. I love to hear the different real estate stories in the history. But also, like in the future, people have opportunities to buy vacant land, build on the land, buy properties that could be torn down, renovated, and you're seeing dollar per square foot. Now, can you go strictly off dollar per square foot, or is it more detailed than that?
It will be a little bit more detailed than that, especially when you're getting into land properties. If you're wanting to invest in land, it just depends on where that land's at. I'll give you an example. If you're buying a half an acre in West Chase, you're going to spend quite a bit of money. Now, if you're buying a half an acre in Brooksville, you're going to get probably a pretty sweet deal.
Right.
So it does have a lot to do with that. You also want to check with zoning, what you could build, what you can't build, what your setbacks are. You may have a nice, sweet half-acre parcel, but you didn't realize there was a 100-foot easement on the right-hand side of that, that a utility company has a sewer line running through, or things like that. And that's why it's always great to find out and do due diligence with those things as you're looking into it. But for most of us that are in the Bay Area here in Hillsborough County, Pinellas, Pasco, Lakeland, Sarasota, what we try to focus on are, as real estate investors, is you're going to make it before you buy it. You're going to make all your money up front. Before you even sign on the dotted line and putting in your investment and making that happen, you're making your money there.
On the buy side.
On the buy side, that's right. And that's how pretty much most investors should operate. Now, our first-time investors may have already made that mistake, and they got a little gun-shy about it. But I would encourage you, especially as we're getting closer into this new year here, where interest rates are still fantastic, money is still pretty cheap. Getting into something to get you started, whether it's just getting into a rental property or a condo, or checking out Brandon's list of all the properties that are available that are coming up, and finding ways that you can get into something of real estate and value, and then have us as your
a resource.
Just a resource to come in and take a look at it with you, and just take a look and see what we could do for you to save you the money. Maybe you're doing your first flip. Maybe you're out there and you're thinking, wow, this is a lot here. I'm going to have to pull this kitchen out. This cabinet is all rotted out under the sink base. I'd say stop. Hold the presses. We can replace just that cabinet and reface the rest. There are so many great opportunities, and all the opportunities that I talk about in real estate investment, cabinetry, renovations, remodel, these are all coming from personal experience, things that I have dealt with myself personally for 24 years now. Since 1997, when I bought my first flip, 715 Caracas Street. And if you live there, call me.
Chris, let me bring up a point. By the way, we're talking with Chris Robinson about Face Cabinetry. And when you look at the ability for loan, you mentioned cost of funds. You mentioned Diane Vance, Fairway Independent Mortgage, lowest rates possible.
Got to call Diane.
So what you do is think about this. If you buy it as an owner-occupied property, let's say you're just getting started. If you're an investor already, you're going to get lower loan-to-value, the LTV. So, but if you're an owner-occ, you can still buy a duplex, triplex, or a quad.
You certainly can.
And then now you're living in one side, you're renting out all three. I mean, you can be plus positive in cash flow by 1,000, 2,000. I mean, the numbers really add up in your favor.
I will tell you the one thing that will kill those deals is your standard of living.
Right, exactly.
If your standard of living is right. If you're not willing to do that, one of the things that I'd encourage anybody out there, definitely call Brandon at MVP Platinum Realty. You need to get that house sold and maximize those dollars, because you got a lot of dollars that are coming in from out of state right now. And if you could go ahead and do that, and then find yourself a place to rent, let the market cool down a little bit. Now you have a little bit more flexibility, but it's going to take somebody that's willing to lower their standards. Because the price per square foot right now is up here. We got clients that are paying more than what they're asking for. However, to get that, and that's what most clients and consumers need to understand, nobody's going to pay you top dollar if it doesn't look top dollar.
Right. Yeah, the school zones, I mean, that can get you so far.
That's
School zones, employment, centers of employment, those types of things, location, that can get you so far. but when they come in and they walk into, a project, oh, wow, look at these old school cabinets. Look at that's a project. I don't want to take on a top project and pay top dollar for it.
Absolutely. And nobody wants to come in and take down that 1970s BG wallpaper.
Yeah, exactly.
It's screaming staying alive, man. And, that stuff's got to come off. And
what color is that? Is that the orange? Or is that
it's like that old 70s textured. It's like what I grew up on the Bee Gees in the 70s.
The mauve, you got some mauves in there.
Oh, especially those 90s houses that haven't been touched.
Yeah.
Those are the worst, right?
Mauve and gray.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. And so the thing about what we like to do is just to be able to get in there and just to chat with you and see what we could do for you.
Yeah.
Rely on our experience at About Face Cabinetry, and we have 4 locations to serve you at aboutfacecabinetry.com. And it doesn't cost you a dime for us to come out. Did you know that there are contractors out there who are charging to come out and actually give estimates right now? They're so busy.
Jeez.
They're like, I'm going to have to do a $30 trip charge just to come out and give you an estimate. And I'm like, okay, what's that paying for? Your gas? Your lunch on the way there? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
So all of our locations, which we are now working on location number 5 and number 6, we're looking to open up in Lakeland here in the summer. And we're also looking to open up in late summer in Bradenton, Sarasota.
Very good.
So we'll have actually 6 locations to serve you better. And we offer all of our services up front with references, written proposals, licensing, and insurance information all up front. So you're going to make an educated decision on what you're going to and who's going to be in your house. And
lots of great feedback too. Lots of great feedback.
Reviews.
He's a drummer at his church. He's a great guy. He's not a hard sales push person. Aboutfacecabinetry.com, the best place to find you.
Yep.
All right.
Aboutfacecabinetry.com.
All right. Good stuff. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate that. A lot of insight tips there as well from Chris Robinson, aboutfacecabinetry.com. Manny from Bray was on the show as well for Bray Frameworks. And we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community and continue to tune into our show. Follow us online. We would love to connect with you at Brandon Rhymes 1 on Instagram. I mentioned our YouTube channel, Brandon Rhymes Real Estate on YouTube. And we'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for The Consumer Quarterback Show.